on to somebody more fun. Let's move on to
Okay.
Lauren Boebert questioning I think this guy's the director of Social Security, or at least he's testifying on behalf of the Social Security Administration. And Lauren Boebert doesn't really understand how things work, shockingly enough. So here she is questioning him. I get this clip from Brian Tyler Cohen.
Allowing delinquent employees to sit on their sofas at home instead of actually getting to work and doing their jobs. This is absolutely unacceptable.
So our employees are working whether they are in the office or at home, and they are.
Are you monitoring the work that they are doing from home on a regular basis?
Yes, we are.
Every employee, do you have the numbers of the hours that are submitted? Are you counting how many times they're logging into their computers and responding to casework?
So our employees are subject to the same performance management processes and oversight they are whether they're teleworking or working in an office. And we have systems in place that our managers use to schedule, assign, and track workloads. And that includes individual employee workloads in many cases. So real-time understanding of what actions are being processed at any particular given time. Additionally, our employees are required to be accessible to their supervisors, clients, colleagues, and external parties during work hours via a variety of means, including instant messaging, video platforms, and telephone. They are connected to the workplace, whether they are in the office or at the home.
So just to clarify, it's somebody who owns a business and has hired people and had people do remote work, especially since COVID, right? A lot of us have had to do that. You want to make sure that they're getting the work done, right? And part of it is if they have to be on a clock, you want to make sure somebody's there to pick up the phone if, customer callers or whatever, right? And Social Security, you get a lot of people calling on a regular basis, trying to figure stuff out.
Right.
Now, there are computer systems where you can track when somebody's logged in and how many calls they take and are they getting their work done. And that's what she's saying. Well, no, you just let them sit on the couch and do nothing and you pay them. And he's like, no, we know what they're doing. We can account for where they are and what's going on. I mean, they check in, right? It's not.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I guess I shouldn't say nobody, but virtually nobody that works remotely for somebody else is doing so without being checked up on in a certain respect. Like, you can't really literally just get away with doing absolutely nothing.
Right.
You just can't, because they're looking for a certain amount of productivity. I mean, couldn't you be doing it in yoga pants and could you be sitting on your couch while you're doing it? Yeah, you could be doing it that way, but you still got to be doing it.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about a woman who's owned a couple restaurants. One of them gave a bunch of people severe diarrhea. But, I mean, I could understand. For her kind of business, yeah, the employee physically needs to be there.
Right.
Right? To cook the food, to serve the food, to clean, to do all that stuff.
The person who is answering the phone for me, I don't care where they're answering from as long as they have the tools at their disposal to help me with what I need.
Right. But there's a reason why Social Security has started hiring more remote workers. And it's not necessarily by choice, it's more by necessity. And I think they get into it right here a little bit.
Then why is the backlogs for Social Security applicants increased from 41,000 to 107,000?
Because we've been historically underfunded for a number of years now.
I don't think you're underfunded. You're funded at the Nancy Pelosi levels. At the Democrat levels, we just continued that same funding.
So I would say
at pandemic level spending.
So I would say we had an increase of over 8 million beneficiaries over the last 10 years. At the same time, we experienced our lowest work staffing levels at the end of FY22. That's a math problem. I mean, that is a problem. If you have those workloads increasing and you don't have the staff to take care of those workloads, you're going to have the backlogs that you're talking about, Representative.
And so that's it. That's part of the reason they've gone remote is because 8 million people retired during the pandemic because they were afraid of the pandemic. Remember how freaking busy we were during the pandemic?
Right.
Because everybody wanted to just bail, right?
Yeah.
So you've got 8 million more people than you normally would have retiring and no increase in budget. So what are they doing? We're hiring remote workers because then we don't have to provide an office.
Right. It's a more cost-effective way of them to be able to keep things running.
Right. So we found a solution to try and fix the problem. It's not totally fixing the problem, but it's alleviating some of the pain here. And you're bitching at me about, well, that's not efficient because they're not physically in an office, where technically they're going to be less productive. That's just a fact. But I mean, she set it up so it's like, okay, you can't win either way, right? We either solve the problem, right, or we don't solve the problem. And you want to say, well, this, I just can't handle the solution. Then give me more money. Oh, I'm not going to do that. You've got plenty of money. No, I don't. Wait, this has been heavily reported on, boys and girls, since especially 2011, after the first big government shutdown. And under Obama, the Republicans shut it down and they cut the the number of administrative employees for Social Security. So this just little chart here, percentage change from 2010 to 2023, funding adjusted for inflation. All right. The budget has gone down 17% in the last 13 years. The number of staff has gone down 16%, but the number of beneficiaries has gone up 22%. And she can't figure out why there are more people that are backlogged. Because there's less employees, less money, and more people.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And she can't seem to figure that out. I mean, it's the whole thing is nuts. And this has been going on for over a decade. We've been talking about this. The Republicans caused this problem because they wanted to kneecap Social Security because they want to get rid of it. And then now they're bitching about Social Security found a solution. It's not a great solution, but it's a solution. Just cracks me up. But yeah, they definitely want to get rid of it. So we'll see how all that goes. But I just think it's hilarious because it's like, that took me 2 minutes to Google that.
Right. It's like don't they have staff and interns and whatever? They don't even have to do their own damn research. Just like, have your intern do some Googling to make sure your damn questions make sense. Yeah,
just type in Social Security staffing. That's pretty much all I typed in, and boom, that article came. That like 20 articles came up and said, yeah, they've been understaffed since 2011,
right?
Since their budget got cut, and we haven't increased it since then. So they're suffering, and they can't figure it out. So, when you're when your grandma and grandpa or mom or dad or whoever doesn't get their Social Security check on time, that's why. Just remember that when you go vote. When you retire and you need that Social Security to survive, remember, they're going to try.
Remember, your vote counts, kids.
Yeah.
Your vote counts.
She's going to try and prevent you from getting it. So,
Damn Skippy.
I'm Skippy. Anyway.